Hey guys, what's going on? True Strength here, and today we're going to be discussing the Legion preview for Rogues. So far, I'm really impressed. I feel like Blizzard has done a great job as far as separating the three specs. As of right now, on Warlords, it feels kind of bland. You know, all three specs feel exactly the same except for uh, Assassination uses Mutilate, Combat uses Sinister Strike, and Subtlety uses Backstab and Hemorrhage to build combo points. Outside that, everything's pretty much the same, have the same finishers, all that fun stuff. But so far, they've uh, really made some good changes. I really think I'm going to enjoy it. I think you guys are too. But without further delay, let's jump straight into it. Just so you guys know, I'm not going to be reading all this. I'm just going to jump straight into the good stuff. We'll start right here. First, this is now the only rogue spec with access to poisons and bleeds. This is Assassination, by the way, so they're the only ones that have access to poisons and bleeds anymore. Subtlety and Combat will not have any association with those two, making much of your damage a little more delayed but nonetheless massive. In addition, Venomous Wounds triggers based on a combination of bleeds and poisons now to accentuate the gameplay. Assassination is home to the most volatile combo building. Mutilate is already effective in regard, but still Fate needed some improvements. It can now trigger from both hands with Mutilate. I found this to be really good. As of right now, let me explain Seal Fate real quick, which is right here, guys. Go ahead and highlight that for you. But it's a passive. When you critically strike with a melee attack that generates combo points, you gain an additional combo point. So right now on Warlords, like if you use Mutilate and let's say both your main hand and your offhand crit, you only get one combo point off both of those crits. With this now, where they made it to where it can come off both weapons, you could essentially say if you use Mutilate, both your main hand and offhand crit, you could get 4 combo points just off one Mutilate, which is a pretty good deal. I think it'll be really good, which is I think it's a really good change. But let's continue reading here. Let's take a look, a basic look at the gameplay. Garrote, 45 energy, melee distance, 15-second cooldown. You still get the silence effect from it. It also going to be a stronger bleed damage for Assassination. I don't think I have to really remutilate. Nothing has changed there. E-Venom has remained the same. They still have Rupture, of course. Seal Fate, we've already discussed the changes there, which is once again a really good change. That's actually a really big change. Being able to get 4 combo points off of one Mutilate. Venomous Wounds, passive, you regen 10 energy each time you deal bleed damage to a poison target. It's pretty cool. Mastery Potent Poisons increases damage done by your poisons by 70% with mastery from typical gear. Additionally, to give you an idea of some of the talent builds, talents may build upon this. Let's see. Elaborate Planning. It's a passive. Your finishing moves grant 20 energy, 20 increased damage done for 4 seconds. Okay, so like you E-Venom, and as soon as you get done with your E-Venom for 4 seconds, you have a 20% increase to your damage. That's pretty cool. So this is a talent, is that correct? Okay. They haven't come out with like the whole talent trees yet, so we can't really get a good look at that. But obviously that there would be one of the talents. Good damage increase, I suppose. We'd really have to see the whole talent tree to get a good judgment off of that. We can go over here and look as well. They've done a Q&A with Blizzard. Would it be possible to add 5 combo point duration to dot finishers on the blog? So they're also planning to make our AoE damage substantial with combat for you that may PvE out there. I myself just mainly PvP, so not really a huge deal to me, but whatever. What happened with Vendetta? Okay, as you can see right here, it never did mention Vendetta, but I think they were just mainly going over the normal everyday abilities. But in case you're wondering, maybe you're worried about that, The blog focused on rotational abilities. Vendetta, Adrenaline Rush, and Shadow Blades are burst CDs for each spec. So Vendetta is still going to be your burst ability for Assassination. This right here, Shadow Blades. I'm actually kind of interested to get to Subtlety. If you guys don't know, it's probably it is my favorite spec for rogues. That's something I'm really impressed with is how they done on Subtlety. But anyways, we'll jump into the Q&As here in just a moment. We're going to continue on to see combat. Combat is really no longer a spec. They changed it to Outlaw, which is pretty cool. Give them a good little change. I'll actually read this because combat did receive some substantial damage changes, so I'll actually make sure to give you guys all the information. To achieve the Swordmaster fantasy, we're going for with the Outlaw Rogue, we're giving them several new and upgraded abilities such as Saber Slash and Pistol Shot. We're also de-emphasizing Stealth, with Ambush being their only remaining opening move. Stealth will still provide its core rogue utility. I'm kind of curious if it provides its core utility. Are you still going to be able to cheap shot, or is Ambush like literally the only ability you'll have on your stealth bar? I'm kind of hoping you still have cheap shot. Hopefully. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But outlaws are more comfortable fighting toe-to-toe with a sword than skulking about. Finally, we're ensuring that outlaws retain several signature abilities from combat, such as Adrenaline Rush and Blade Flurry. These abilities provide a good basis on which to build a new and distinct flavor. A wide variety of talents enhance the fantasy further with themes of Swordmaster, Brawler, or even Pirate. Here's a basic look at the core combat abilities for outlaws. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be using pistols now with combat, which is pretty cool. I kind of like that. Saber Slash, 50 energy, melee range instant. Vicious Slash an enemy, causing moderate physical damage and awarding 1 combo point. Saber Slash has a 35% chance to critical strike. A chance to strike an additional time, granting additional damage and combo points, and making your next pistol shot free. Cool. Pistol Shot is 40 energy, 20 yard range, instant. Draw a concealed pistol and fire a quick shot at an enemy, dealing moderate physical damage and reducing movement speed by 50% for 6 seconds, awards 1 combo point. So essentially, give you a little bit of range, give you a slow. So like maybe your target got a little bit away from you, you're struggling to get up. Man, it's going to have to be a super quick draw to be an instant cast and only be on like that 1 second global. So I'm sure they got that wall worked out. I'm curious about the animation of that too. Hopefully they made that look halfway decent. Slice and Dice. Oh, I love Slice and Dice. There's nothing like keeping up abilities like it. 25 energy, instant finishing move that consumes combo points to increase attack speed by 40%, lasts longer per combo point. Run Through, 35 energy, 1 to 5 combo points, 8 yard range, instant. Lunging finishing move that causes damage per combo point and has increased range. So essentially an Eviscerate with an 8 yard range. Combat Potency. As a passive, your offhand attacks have a chance to generate 15 energy. Slower weapons have a higher chance. It's pretty good for energy regen. Do you get energy regen from Slice and Dice anymore? Or is it just the attack speed? I'm guessing it's just the attack speed according to this right here. So I guess your main energy regen will come from this. So that's pretty cool. Ruthlessness. It's a passive. Your finishing moves have a 20% chance per combo point spent to grant a combo point. We've already fooled with that already. Mastery, Main Goucher. Your main hand attacks have a 44% chance with Mastery from typical gear. Chance to trigger an attack with your offhand that deals minor physical damage. So just pretty much the same thing as it is in Warlords. See here, we have quick draw. Okay. Additionally, to give you an idea of some of the talents may build upon this, here's an example of one of the outlaw specific talents, quick draw. The passive, free uses of pistol shot granted by saber slash now generate one additional combo point and deal 50% increased damage. So with the use of saber slash, you could get a free quick draw. Let's go over to the Q&A and see if they have said anything further about this. So that's pretty cool. Please, pretty disappointed. People still whining. This early, not even betas haven't even come out yet, and people are already crying about everything. Good lord, no wonder Blizzard struggles. Pistol shot will let me damage and gain combo points from range. Awesome. Will there be any ranged finisher? Yes. Instead of kidney shot, outlaws have a pistol-based finisher which deals damage and stuns from a range. Okay, that's pretty cool. So essentially with like combat, they're making you like a like a pirate pretty much. You have like these little pistols and junk. Like you could be sword fighting at once, then your target creates a little bit of distance. You just pull out your pistol and go to work. That's pretty cool though. I mean, me personally, like once again, like all three rogue specs were just so bland for so long. They haven't received any like major changes in such a long time. So these changes right here are like super cool to me. I'm sure you guys will enjoy them as well. But on to my favorite here, which is Subtlety. As the true masters of stealthy gameplay, we've pushed Subtlety forward, making heavy use of stealth as their primary combat mechanic. The new version of Shadow Dance allows Subtlety to weave in and out of stealth rotationally. Meanwhile, Shadow Strike provides incredible mobility for attacking from stealth. Finally, no further reinforce the matter of their relationship with sinister shadow magic. Subtlety makes use of a new ability called Nightblade, which applies shadow damage over time. So essentially what I'm getting from all this information I read earlier is they're like making you do a lot more shadow damage, and what I'm curious about is any of this dispellable? I could see that being a problem if it is, but anyways, we'll jump straight into our abilities. Shadow Strike, 40 energy, 30 yard range, instant, requires stealth. Strike through the shadows, appearing behind your target and dealing strong physical damage awards 2 combo points. So essentially what they did here is they made like ambush, and there's also a rogue talent. God, what is it called? It used to be so overpowered. But anyways, like when you like open up from stealth with cheap shot or ambush, it automatically teleports you behind your target. I can't remember what it's called right now, but anyways, essentially they like combine that in with this ability. So hit it teleports you if you're within the 30 yard range behind your target. Also, from what I've read, Shadow stepping on every Shadow Strike seems dangerous in PvE, whatever. But anyways, Shadow Strike will not teleport you if you're already in melee range, which is no big deal. We already knew that. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Backstab, nothing has really changed here. Well, kinda. Pretty much you can use backstab all the time, even if you're in front of the target. But if you want to maximize the damage of it, you want to make sure that you're either behind the target or on the side of the target. For you that are wondering about hemorrhage, is hemorrhage still a thing for sub-rogues? We may keep it in some form, possibly as a talent. So if you're wondering about hemorrhage, I guess they're still plotting on this, but it could possibly be a talent. I'm not sure if it would just add another ability to your bars, or if it would replace backstab in some way. I'm sure that Blizzard is working out the finer print there with it. Nightblade, 25 energy, 1 to 5 combo points, melee range. Finishing move that infects the target with shadow energy, dealing shadow damage over time and reducing movement speed by 50%. Damage and duration increase per combo point. So this is the part right here, like what I was wondering if this would be able to be dispelled or not. I'm assuming since it's it's shadow damage, it would be plausible to think so. But hmm. It also like subtlety no longer has poison, so they don't have like a, a normal slow from like crippling poison. So this would also act as your slow. So if that was dispellable, essentially, you wouldn't have a slow, and you'd lose a lot of damage from what I'm gathering. That is if they allow it to be dispelled. Maybe there'll be like some consequences to dispelling it. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Eviscerate stayed the same. Shadow Dance. This is something that's interesting. Like Shadow Dances are burst right now. It's an ability you have to use, and it sends you into your stealth form to be able to use all your stealth abilities for a short period of time. What they've done now is they've made it a passive. Your finishing moves have a 20% chance per combo point to activate stealth for 3 seconds. This stealth will not break when you auto attack or take damage. When the effect occurs, a shadowy decoy will appear nearby, confusing your enemies. A developer comment on this. This will function differently in PvP, granting the use of abilities that require stealth, but not actually providing stealth. So we will be able to use those abilities in PvP, but it just won't give us the stealth, like actually put us into stealth. Uh, but yeah, I think it's like a really cool change. So pretty much every 5 combo points you use on the finisher, like Eviscerate or Nightblade, I'm assuming that this would not work with Recuperate or anything like that as well, but just mainly your damaging abilities, which would be Eviscerate and Nightblade as of right now. I guess we haven't really got to look at the talents, so uh, can't tell if there'll be anything else that this will be able to use for. But like I said, no longer like Shadow Dance is no longer like a cooldown; it's a passive. Every 5 combo points you use, you get a free 3 seconds to use whatever abilities to do whatever you need to do. So you can start like shadow striking and just like teleport behind people, and then maybe be able to get off a cheap shot, uh, uh, stuff like that, which is pretty cool. I really like this. Uh, since Shadow Dance is no longer our burst, as you can see up here, they brought back. Where's it at? See if I can find it. Give me just a second, guys. I know I'm looking right over it. Here, Shadow Blades. We had this in Mist of Pandaria. If you don't remember Shadow Blades, uh, that's too bad because it was a lot of fun. But they're bringing that back as our main burst anymore. We're not going to have Shadow Dance as a cooldown. But anyways, Shadow Techniques is a passive. Your auto attacks have a chance to generate a combo point. Our mastery has stayed the same. Increases damage done of your finishing moves by 55%. This is typical with gear. Additionally, to give you an idea of how some talents may build upon this, here's an example of one of their subtlety specific talents. Relentless Strikes passive, you gain 40 energy when you enter stealth. So what I'm curious about is is this going to work with the Shadow Dance passive? Like after we use 5 combo points and we go into that stealth period where we actually don't get stealth, we get to use the abilities. I'm just kind of curious, are we going to get that 40 energy after every 5 combo point finishers? If so, that is going to be absolutely awesome. Give you just enough energy to be able to use Shadow Strike, or you could pull like a little bit of extra energy and just be able to go ham every 5 combo points. I don't know. We'll need more information on this. I don't know if they said anything about this on the 7. I just think that would be like super cool if they were able. That 40 energy happened every 5 combo points. Hmm. I'm not seeing anything about. I'm not seeing anything further about that, but that's about all the information on the changes so far. We can look at some of the Q&A here. It's just some people upset about the positional requirements on backstab. They're, I guess, essentially crying because I guess we're the only spec in the game that requires positional abilities, but it's whatever. I mean, you can at least now you can use it while in front of the target. Granted, it comes at a 30% reduced damage, and we still don't know what they're going to do with hemorrhage yet. So we're really going to have to wait for beta and wait for more changes to come out. Maybe some fine tuning stuff like that. See, anticipation baseline, please. Anticipation remains a talent. However, it has some serious competition in the talent row now. How about giving us the talent rows, maybe? That would be a lot of fun. Having anticipation baseline would be like super overpowered. I would agree with them having to keep that as a talent. So we just got some AoE. Does Venomous Wound still do damage on proc or just energy regen? Just does energy regen. Okay. How will you make pistol shots animation work, seeing as an instant cast and the weapon has to be drawn quickly? It's pretty quick. We're looking forward to feedback on new animation once beta begins. Okay. That co-outlaw rogues instead of throw will have shoot. So instead of having like the throw ability, this guy's wanting shoot. Indeed, pistol shot provides a range snare and minor damage, which is heavily increased with the proc from Saber Slash. Cool. So like outlaws, or as we know them as of right now, combat rogues, will instead of having like throw, will have like a actual pistol shot that actually provides them with a slow effect and a decent amount of damage if they have the proc. Let me get damage. Because Ghostly Strike is a talent for outlaws. Okay. Alright, guys. But that's pretty much it. Like I said at the beginning, I'm just super happy that they finally gave Rogue some changes. The 3 specs really needed it. They needed their own definition. Like I said, just whenever I log onto a Rogue, all 3 specs feel the same, and it can get really, really boring quickly. And with the changes, I'm super pumped about Subtlety. I played Subtlety for a long time, and it's just always been the same. Now we're finally getting a little bit more of a uniqueness about the spec, and the changes to combat, or in the next expansion, Outlaw, super cool. You're getting like a pirate feel. You can have some ranged abilities from your pistol. Getting to see the quick draw. I'm really excited to play the beta. And Assassination, definitely drawn up on them to be more of the bleed/poison tunes, which is what they need to be. I think they actually mentioned something too about having like a vial or like a poison dagger that you could throw at your enemy to slow them. And I've heard a few people actually talking about, like on some tweets, of possibly Subtlety rogues having shuriken toss as a baseline. I didn't see it here, but I actually got to look at the tweet myself. I don't have it pulled up right now, but it actually, what it sounded like to me is that we would have shuriken toss. Don't take that with a grain of salt, because I could have misunderstood something. It could have been a typo, whatever. But be on the lookout for that. If it does happen, believe me, I'll post a video about it. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully we all learned something here today. But once again, I'm super pumped. I hope you guys are too. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a good